Good morning. Welcome to a regular session, October 22nd of Commissioners Court. We have a full quorum present. Katie, certified meeting was properly posted.
Yes, sir.
You'll please rise for prayer and pledge. James Ray.
Father, we humbly bow before you this morning, asking for your presence in this courtroom. If you may guide the gentlemen in the direction that you would have them go. Father, as our verse points out this morning in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Father, we just pray, Lord, as workers in your field, that we present Jesus Christ in our lives, that we may point the way to heaven through Jesus. Father, we just ask, Lord, that you go with us and guide us in all that we do. We just ask for this court to make the decisions, as I've already said, for the residents of Walker County. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is standing one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Honor and Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one.
Man, I didn't receive any citizens input. There any citizens input? Okay. Consent agenda contains 18 items.
Pull 7.
Anybody got anything else?
Motion to approve.
Sorry.
Removing number 7. Removing number 7.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Number 7, approve proclamation 2024-10 honoring first responders for National First Responders Day.
Judge, the verbiage in it, we kind of been a few minutes, but my recommendation is to go back to the verbiage we had last year. And I can pass that around if you'd like to read it.
But this was last year. So
Yes. You got this year.
My concern about this is that it's a proclamation from the court of Walker County, not from the Republican women or the Republican Party. I feel like it should be, the language this year is a little more generic, where the court is making the recognition. If the Republican women, who I know are doing a presentation Friday, want to come make a presentation up here, I would be very much in support of that. But I think being that it's coming from the court of Walker County, it needs to be more generic and represent the entire county more so than a couple of entities.
But you didn't have a problem last year. You signed it last year.
For some reason, I didn't catch that last year.
Really?
It was probably in the consent agenda last year and I didn't catch it. So
Well,
my apologies.
Anybody that's willing to stand up for law enforcement, for EMS, for firefighters, and all our first responders ought to be recognized with them also, because they're putting their name out there that they support it. I support them. And
Mhm.
I wore this intentional today, which I wear it a lot, but I wore it intentional today because I do support our first responders.
Absolutely.
And I just think they ought to be recognized also because they are funding this event. So my motion is to approve the verbiage from last year.
I'm gonna have to agree. I wished everybody would kind of get together a little more on this instead of just one bunch doing it. I'm gonna give you a second, but I mean, we did just approve a proclamation, that the Republican women are gonna read. And we could twist and tweak it a little bit, I guess. I'm kind of, like I said, I know there's some other entities out there that definitely feel the same. And, the Republican women are willing to support it. I don't want to get to doing a bunch of them. I mean, I don't think we ought to be doing 5 or 10 proclamations. So, but in the same sense, they're stepping out and showing their support. So I'll give you a second.
Go ahead.
So is the proclamation recognizing First Responders Day? Or is it recognizing Republican Party and Republican women? Which one are we
I
proclaiming?
understand. It's.
If it's first
you read it, it's
responders.
in there a lot, you know,
Right.
and it is supposed to be about the first responders.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but you know, that's why I'm saying I think it could be twisted and tweaked a little bit. Is this the time to do it? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, one of our first responders in Huntsville, and we're represented by the HPD here,
Mhm.
paid the price the other day.
absolutely,
And I stand up with those guys till there's nobody left.
absolutely.
And-
I absolutely 100% agree with that. And I think I'm on board with Commissioner Kirkendall. Maybe right now is not the time to try to readdress it sitting here at the court. So then maybe we put a tickler on the calendar for next year to write language that's a little bit more inclusive of the entire community. So I'll do it with you this year.
Both of them are in support of first responders. So,
Absolutely,
okay,
absolutely.
got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand.
That's good.
Motion carries.
Welcome.
If y'all will come up, oh, we're gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
Get you, you
Well, it's first time.
know.
Probably will be
Yeah, this time.
You got the other one, printed on?
No.
And I need all three signed.
Y'all want to read it?
Oh, you can read it.
And I'm gonna
Which
read,
been-
The original first.
yeah, this is the
Okay.
Proclamation 2024-10 honoring first responders. Whereas Walker County Republicans, women and Republican Party of Walker County recognize first responders of their contribution, sacrifice, and dedication to public service. And whereas Walker County Republicans, women and Republican Party of Walker County recognize the heroic men and women who take immediate action when disaster strikes, putting other lives ahead of their own. And whereas Walker County Republican women and the Republican Party of Walker County is cognizant of the dangerous frontline work of Walker County's first responders and appreciate the work they do. And whereas Walker County Republican women and Republican Party of Walker County acknowledges the value of first responders who deserve our respect and appreciation for protecting us and keeping us safe. And whereas first responders are professionals and volunteers who dedicate their lives to public service and whose skills often make the difference between life and death. And now therefore, the Commissioners Court of Walker County and all residents of Walker County honor and appreciate our first responders and thank them for this service. Signed this day, 23rd of October, 2023.
Thank you.
Thank
guys
you.
and ladies.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, I want to wait on you. Pen.
Yeah,
Cindy,
sorry.
you're doing this on the 27th?
This Friday at 10.
I have a handout for you.
So this Friday at 10 at the gazebo. They're gonna host a first responders thank you presentation with goodie bags.
So much.
Proclamation again read by me, and the city will have a proclamation.
And now it's nobody else.
Is anything else? Sent out?
Get a picture.
Okay.
Thank y'all for what you do.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, behind you.
Oh, that's not never good.
The guys with guns behind me.
I know that.
Especially this one on the end down here.
Who they put behind me and you over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that intentional, I think.
Come on down here, Brandon.
Yeah, get on the end down here.
What? We gonna holler at
We're
me?
talking about Stokes.
Yeah.
It's still blue. We're good. It's still blue.
There you go.
Gotta be the oddball.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
We
don't
can't get
know.
nobody to take it. It's been up here forever. All right. He's hoping somebody would just disappear with it.
One. Got 1 second. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you very
Thank
much.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank
Thank you.
you. Appreciate what you said, brother.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse my laziness.
Appreciate the bio too. Thank you.
I don't have to stand up for this. one.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're gonna go to number 19. Discuss and take action on interlocal agreement between the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, Walker County for the fiscal year 24 Justice Assistant Grant number 1491823 for the procurement of prison crimes and resolutions. Mr. Choate.
Hey, Jack.
Judge and Commissioners,
Yeah.
so let me explain, while we're asking for approval of this resolution and, interlocal agreement. Since 1984, back in 1984, SPU started on a grant out of the governor's office. It's still that same grant, and I've been told, I've never verified, this may be the oldest grant out of the governor's
Really?
office, but it's a little confusing since that over the years, we've started receiving general revenue in addition to that grant. I don't know why it's done this way, but we still receive that grant as part of our money from the governor's office. General revenue from the legislature that covers the other two divisions that we have taken on since 1984. It was started in juvenile cases at TJJD, violent predators that as well. So this is an interlocal agreement between Walker County and the Comptroller's office, because the funding is actually appropriated to the Comptroller's office, and they contract with Walker County to administer this grant. That makes sense.
So as usual, you're not asking for money, right?
I'm not asking for money. The part of this we give you money, so.
But you need the state to just roll it in the budget.
You need us to help that.
That's right. That's right.
All right, I make a motion to approve agenda item 19 as presented.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Number 20, discuss and take action on professional legal services contract related to post-conviction writ in a capital case.
Judge, Commissioners, the last administration in their last year in office, they secured a conviction in a capital murder trial. And with capital murder trials, they just never seem to stop. They go on for many, many, many years. The mandatory appeals, which came out of that, have been handled graciously by the Attorney General's office, but they're not staff are able to help us with the post-conviction. It's really obvious that it's a very specialized area of law. Our office is handling it, but this contract, essentially agreement, is to have this other person help us. She's going to do the research and she's going to do a large amount of the drafting. We will make the court appearances. We're going to do that kind of stuff, but it's just to assist us with it. The contract, when you look at it, is somewhat open-ended. It goes until the post-conviction writ is finalized. That could be a year, 2 years, 3, open like that. The expectation is that she will probably submit between 100 and 200 billable hours over the lifetime of this contract. And so the funding source, Patricia can tell me the precise name, but there is this contingency for capital murder type cases, and that's the funding source for this.
That's what I was gonna ask. Where's the funding coming from? Because
That we have 500,000 set aside that is for these type purposes.
Okay.
We're anticipating somewhere between 2,500, 25,000 and 50,000 for the life of the contract.
sounds good, Quinn. Make a move to approve agenda item number 20, some funding source where Patricia said.
I'll second that.
Well,
That was
it is contingency in the project's fund.
Yes, I second it.
moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand.
Motion.
Motion carries. 21, discuss and take action to approve jury plan, policy and procedures for selecting persons for jury duty per government code section 62.011. Ms. Woolley.
All right, good morning, guys.
Morning.
This is just compliance with government code 62001. I completed and submitted my plan for the district jury for instructions for and have them approved by both district judges. So, basically, I'm just presenting this to you for your consideration.
It said the majority of the district judges, let's just say if one of them said no and the other said yes, what would that mean?
Yes, I'd have to go to Tracy.
Yeah, never mind.
They got to know to do.
You got me that.
But I did not include Tracy, or Judge Swanson on this because it did say district judges is the only thing they asked me to do. So that was,
It's hard to get a majority if one's one, one's the other.
yes, sir, that's true. Yes.
I make the motion to approve agenda item 21 as presented.
Second. Bill didn't. want to
Moved and
finish.
seconded.
Thank you, guys.
No further. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's tired of listening to me.
22, discuss and approve order 2024-07, amending the budget for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023. Ms. Allen?
This is our standard end of year budget amendment. The majority of these are the larger dollar amounts of these are taking projects or items that were budgeted in the general fund in the current year that were not completed, moving this money over to the projects fund so that it'll carry forward in future years to complete those items or projects. There are several that are transferring between categories between the first one you see, IT department transferring 40 from operations to salaries. And the IT hardware, you'll see things going to the project funds. County auditor financial systems to the projects fund, same in the regular county auditor budget. Central cost, courts moving money from the central cost budget to the various courts. Under county sheriff, the item money coming in and being added to the project's budget. And then also moving money budgeted for vehicles and other equipment from general to projects. Same in constables and some money transferred between categories. And I think the others you can read as well as I can. On litter control, there was money, one-time money budgeted in the current year, recommending to move that to projects so that that money will be available.
That's good. We submitted our application to that. I guess we find out next week, one day. We don't.
So when you do that, Ms. Patricia, and they have a trash bash, I'm assuming we run it
The first, yeah, it's the first. That's our first.
Lose money then.
Well, typically it's two things. One, if we get a grant,
Yeah.
then the grant runs through Road and Bridge General. This 30,000 we were just talking about was budgeted out of general fund in the event that the county did not get a grant.
Yeah, I
Then
think I
there
remember
would
that.
be monies available to continue the trash bash. So what this does, we only spent about $3,000 of the general money this year. So the remainder of it will go to projects fund. So if we get a grant, then it'll be charged to general fund, Road and Bridge General. If not, then we have this money set aside for the projects.
That's good.
Some revenues coming in Road and Bridge, so increasing your budgets by that. And then you'll see the adjustments to the projects fund. Some money moving from from the project's contingency to different line items. Just going to see if any of them I need to specifically draw your attention to. Oh, the one I will draw your attention to is in the middle of the page, 85,350 coming out of projects contingency, going to the HISD shelter project costs. It's
Right.
anticipated we'll get that money from FEMA, and then if we do, we'll add that money back to the project's contingency.
All right.
And I think the rest of them are mostly transfers from general fund.
The very first one you talked about, the IT one, money from operations salary. What was that?
The 4,000 going up from operations to salary. If you'll remember earlier in the year, we had a vacant position. So that money was transferred to the projects fund to use for
Contract.
contracted services.
The vacant position was
Mhm.
transferred.
Not the position wasn't transferred.
The money.
The money that was
Okay,
budgeted
all
for
right.
that position was transferred. And then we were fortunate enough to get a person hired this year. That money had already been transferred out. So we were transferring money
Okay.
back up to the salaries category to cover that.
When I had a question, was the salary study. The salary study, I thought it was over complete and done. Do we still have that money sitting in that fund for a reason?
Which one are you talking about?
It's on page 2
Yeah, right, or is that in the?
in the 23.
19,750. That's the fourth number down from the top.
Budget before, the budget after.
Under project budgets.
Oh, under projects, but
There's no money there, is Brandon?
Strategic plans blank and salary study is 19,750.
the 19,750,
Yes,
yes, there
ma'am.
is no budget amendment there, but this was one of those when the salary study was actually done year before last. And then half of it was paid. We had not completed some of the work they were giving us as far as the software system. And so we paid the last of that in the current year. So this is showing, we started off with a budget of 1950, which was the second half of the original study.
Okay, so the 24 budget, we're gonna spend that for the rest of it.
Well, we spent it in the 23 budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so in the 24 budget, when we do it, you'll see that that line item's not listed. Yeah, but it was for that second thing.
Okay.
Of the original.
I'll make a motion to approve order 2024-07.
So,
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
so,
23, discuss and approve order 2024-08, amending the budget for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2024.
Okay, on this one, you'll see under projects budgeted, this is bringing forward all the projects that were in place as of this last amendment. Bringing those forward so that this is our project budget as it stands right now, once the court adopts it. So as you go down the lines, you'll see the IT projects, software, and all the different items that are there. And as you look down at the contracts, just the, you will see that some of the original contracts that we had, or like say ESD, one of the ESD contracts, you'll see that it's a very small amount left. And that's because all of the money except that amount has been spent. So this is the amount remaining on each of those contracts as we stand right now. And at the very top of the page, coming from general fund contingency, 10,000, and that's for the reserve deputy pay that the court had approved.
I don't have questions.
Make the motion to approve agenda item 23 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Allen. 24, discuss and take action on a revision to pricing for C2360-23-011 road materials and award of line item 26-32. Mr. Carrick.
Good morning.
Morning.
Road and Bridge. So we sent a purchase order to one of our awarded vendors, Green Dream, and they came back and says, oh, my administration made a mistake. They forgot to add the two together for the actual delivery cost. And it affected the line items 26 through 32 that y'all had approved to award it to. And we have the original pricing that they submitted and then the revised pricing that they submitted. And what happened is on the original pricing, they had the 2860. I'm just going to take the first line item. The 2860 and added the 1705 to get their new revised price of 4565. So I'm bringing this to you guys today because to me, you have two options. Purchasing states in the solicitation that pricing will not be revised prior to award. And this is after award. And the solicitation allows for you guys to vote and approve or reject the pricing.
Yeah.
Now then, after they submit, they have moved from primary vendor to alternate vendor on 3 line items. But they are still primary on the other 4 line items. And 1 line item, they lost completely. Line 32, they lost it because of the increase in their pricing. So I'm bringing it to you guys today to review the pricing and either accept it as submitted or reject it.
Well, they're not gonna honor it.
And that's
So that's the problem.
the problem is, yes, we send them a PO and they go, I can't do it, I don't have it.
Yeah.
So now then you're gonna go to the alternate vendor, which is more money than if we accept what he's offered.
Right.
So that's what I'm bringing to you guys. Since you guys use this,
Yeah. But we kind of sort of knew when we were looking at the prices that something
yeah.
wasn't right.
It wasn't right. I understand that.
and I did, I went back and I called him and I said, hey, your pricing, and he sent me an email, he said, that's our pricing.
Yeah.
And then I get this email after we sent him the purchase order.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, my bad.
Yeah, and that's what the part that kind of.
So how do you fix this, Miss Cheryl? Because I mean, technically, just them changing the price, that's not right.
Nope.
Well, again, our solicitation allows, you're correct. They cannot change it during the bidding process, but we awarded it to them. So after the award, it states that y'all as the Commissioners Court can come back and approve it or deny it. Again, they are not getting the awards that originally. They have all moved to alternate. So they're not primary for their low bid, except for the 3 or excuse me, the 4, let's see. 29, 30, 31, 20, let's see, 29, 30, and 31. They are still primary, even with the increase.
All right, but the increase is them verbally just telling you, and we're not going back out for bids, right?
You're correct.
Because I still don't like just changing their price.
Then you can.
You know, that's just,
So what,
it's not fair to the other vendors.
That's right. They've had a chance to look at the other vendor's price and come back
Yes,
and go back to it.
well,
I don't like it.
and what their primary on is, so y'all know, is the
12-inch.
12-inch, the 18.
And that's stuff we don't normally
And
use.
stuff we're not gonna use much,
Right.
but I 100% agree with what y'all are saying, so.
So the reality of it is either accept it, and then they tell us they don't have it if we need it. And then you go to the alternate, no more than we use it. Or because I mean, I just don't like them trying to change the price after they've already seen everything.
John's call.
Can we reject one, that bid only
Yes,
from them and it won't affect the other ones, right?
you're correct. Nobody else changed the prices. He's the only one that changed it.
But we put ourselves in a bad spot if we just kick him out completely and say we don't want to come there, right?
Well, we can accept it and then go to the alternate. You don't use that much material anyway from that big stuff. I mean, it's or you need to go out and rebid it, one of the two. That's my opinion. You know, so I'm only one person.
And everybody else.
And
did well.
again, I would not be
What do you think?
comfortable
You got rock.
rebidding it.
I don't do roads or rock.
You remember that.
Reject this bid, then you have 3 other vendors there that offered this.
Yeah.
That you need to go to as a primary and an alternate. So,
So alternate would drop back on 29, would drop back to both.
Vulcan will be the primary.
Vulcan would be the primary.
No, I mean, if we don't do anything and we leave their bids like they are, then Vulcan, okay, yeah, I see. Well, no, because, yeah, I guess it would, if you're
Yeah.
gonna reject them.
Yeah,
And if you're gonna keep it the same and just drop back the alternate because he's not gonna honor it, then
like I said, maybe we just throw him out, right? We just tell Green that you
Do better next year.
do
try
better.
again next year. Yeah.
Then again, yeah, I think we can just do that. That'd be my motion.
So just throw all their bids
No,
out.
no,
No.
yeah, no,
No, just Green Dream.
yeah, just Green. I think the thing would be from the court to say, we'll do two things. We're gonna offer you the opportunity to honor your initial bid, or we're gonna reject all of your bids. That's my motion.
I'll give you a second.
I can go along with that.
Any other discussion?
I
All
like
right,
it.
moving second, oh, sorry.
No, I like it.
Okay, moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries.
There you go.
So I will go back to him and that's what I will.
So
Two options.
try again.
Yeah. All right, number 25, discuss and take action to approve the pricing for Green Dream as submitted.
And y'all just did that.
We solved that problem.
Okay.
Both in one shot.
So we'll take no action on this one.
All right. All right, number 26, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
26, discuss and take action on purchase of a used 2022 3/4 ton truck from Huntsville Toyota in the amount not to exceed 49,000.
I've got an old Ford, very old Ford that we've been dumping money and time and effort into since I've been here. It's at the shop right now, as a matter of fact, with engine and transmission troubles. And it's just time for me to move on from that truck. So not wanting to spend the 70,000, 80,000 plus for a new truck and then wait 6, 8 months for it. I drove our car lots here in town and I found one at Huntsville Toyota, a 2022 3/4 ton truck. It's a Dodge, already has a flatbed on the back of it. All wired correctly. It's only got 16,000 miles on it. It was a company truck out of Houston. They kept it for a year and then traded it in to go to a smaller vehicle, and it would suit my needs exactly for what I need. So I'll pay for it out of my own budget. So my motion is to approve item number 26 as presented.
I'll second that, but I do want to point out that you cannot compare apples to apples on used equipment. We have tried it in the past. It does not work out.
Yeah.
And you waste a lot of people's time bidding on stuff and it just doesn't work. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with doing this because of that. Now, when you buy new, I mean, you need to compare apples to apples. but
Absolutely,
You
absolutely.
cannot do it on used cars, used vehicles, or used tractors.
And I did shop the new ones, like I say, and Wiesner has them here. They're 20, 25,000 more. So
Yep.
I'll take 16,000 miles of use to get 25,000 miles off, $25,000 off the
I
price.
think I said second. If not,
You
I'll
did.
Yes.
All right, motion and second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 27, discuss take action to purchase Freightliner truck from federal surplus for Road and Bridge 4 in the amount of $7,400.
All right, there it is. Picture of it. That truck's got 39,000 miles on it, I believe. $7,400. Our water truck's getting to where you can't find parts because it's so old. It's just, just trying to, so
Where's it at? San Antonio?
San Antonio. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, my motion is to approve number 27 as presented.
I'll second that one.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 28, discuss and take action on available surplus wrap material from TxDOT Bryan District. So I got that email, including your backup with material cost. I don't know how y'all usually do this, but I'm sure y'all take the whole allotment.
Yes. Again, yeah.
I'd like for us to, when we send this in, send a note, say, hey, let's get it all at one time.
Absolutely.
What they done,
You don't work that way.
what they done before. Yeah, no,
It don't ever work that
We'll
way.
turn around about January and go back.
yeah.
We stall out till the end of.
Okay, so we want to max out.
Yes,
Okay, I'll fill that out. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. It'll be about the only thing I do on road material for y'all.
That's it.
Motion carries. Number, both of them.
Yeah, Ronnie got it. He's louder than me.
29, discuss and take action on preliminary approval of the revised construction plans for Republic Ridge subdivision, a private subdivision, plat number 2020-062 William Hodge Survey, A-26-FM 3179.
Court approval on the updated file. But
This is one on Coon Trail.
it reviewed, there's no comments.
Okay.
What do you say?
Make a motion to approve 29 as presented.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Man, you're doing good.
No executive session. Any public comments?
Andy? That's a record, Bubba.
Questions from the media?
Man,
Monday.
Hey, it is a happy Monday.
it's the best day we had in a while.
Anything from Commissioner's Court?
I had some, but I forgot.
Well, we're gonna kill about 25 minutes so we can go over an hour.
Cheryl, wait 1 minute.